Yeah, that's right.
Stay tuned at the end of this podcast for a free giveaway.
We're giving away codes to a game.
Space, the final frontier. In this podcast, you're about to see 4 gentlemen, 2 of whom have beards, are going to, or 3 of whom have, there's 3 of them. I haven't shaved in a while, so 4. Fuck.
Thank you, Patrick Stewart. Welcome to the Game Society Pimps podcast. We are here to provide you with a bunch of things to rap at you about.
Wait, we're gonna be rapping?
What are you going to rap at? You can rap at people. There's other meanings for that word.
Stop trying to sound hip.
It's over.
It's not hip to say that.
It's over for you.
It's so 90s.
We're finna
That's
talk about
what I'm
some
saying.
things.
It's not. You're not up to date.
We're going to rap at you.
It's not the 90s anymore.
We're going to rap at you.
Nobody knows what that means.
Fucking if you read The Onion and you read the editorial funny columns, you know what I'm talking about.
If it was still the 90s, we would know what you're talking
Jim
about.
and Shower, motherfucker.
Anyways,
Move
what's
on.
first?
All right, I got this. As always.
Wait. I'm going to start you, okay? I'm like your fluffer for this topic. Ready?
I'm waiting. Get the fuck away from my dick. That ain't for you.
We always start out each podcast with a death. Our death today is a little bit more abstract.
I mean, I had this whole thing planned, but it's cool. Go ahead.
So not enough people died recently.
No, there
For our
wasn't enough
podcast?
famous people that died for our podcast.
That's too bad.
So instead, we have a
should get on
subject, a concept that died. This is to announce the death of Silent Hills. It was a game in development by Hideo Kojima and Konami, a sequel to the Silent Hill series. A lot of people are really looking forward to it. And now that Hideo Kojima, the creator of Metal Gear Solid, has left, apparently they're going to be canceling this game, which is a big fucking deal to a lot of people.
They used to be Coco, now they're just Co.
What?
One single Co.
Did you guys hear Percy Sledge died?
Who the...
No.
He sang When a Man Loves a Woman.
We're talking about Konami.
I know, but somebody actually died. When a man loves a woman.
Jason and I don't know anything about this and don't care. Go ahead, Adam.
No, he died listening to the podcast. It was a suicide.
Makes
Okay,
sense.
that makes sense.
Hilarious.
It's like, I don't want to hear about this Konami thing.
Wait, so he died live while we were doing this?
Yeah,
That's
he does.
impressive.
Amazing.
How did you got a text?
I got an Apple Watch embedded in my arm.
He will have died.
By the time this is out,
Yes.
Yeah.
he will be dead. And
Okay, go ahead and do your spiel.
I
about
told
this.
you the game Silent Hills. A lot of people were looking forward to it.
That's
Apparently
all you
it's
got.
canceled now.
Silent Hills is canceled because
Something
a
died.
dude quit.
Yes, the dude who made the Metal Gear Solid series, made Snatcher, made a bunch of other great stuff. He's gone, and apparently Silent Hills died with him.
So what's he gonna do? Is he gonna go
Don't
to a
know.
different place? Is
I honestly
he
don't
gonna retire?
That I don't know. I think
I
he's retiring.
actually heard that Morgan Freeman is the most upset about this particular thing because he's quit the writer's room at Game of Thrones and he was going to be the voice of a character in Silent Hills.
Yes, I'm good friends with Kojima. And
I wish you had pronounced it wrong. That would have been funny.
Kojima.
He said it right.
Kojima.
Kojima?
There you go.
I'm good friends with Mario Kojima. And he said, Morgan, will you come to my palace and we'll create the game Silent Hills. And so I flew there and I said, I can do a dance. If you're going to do a capture of me, you'll put the little ping pong balls all over me. And they put a ping pong ball on every freckle.
Oh man, that's a lot of ping pong balls.
And I did a dance, and they captured it, and it was I was a character in the game. I was a demon,
A freckle demon?
a freckle demon. And then Kojima,
Kojima.
pardon me. Then Kojima he got a parking ticket at Konami, and
And they wouldn't pay for
they
it.
wouldn't pay it. It was $35.
Oh, that's a good reason to
And
leave.
he said, fuck this shit. And he left. And then I said, can I take the ping pong balls off? I have to get on an airplane, and they won't let me.
Wow. And
Man.
that's how Silent Hills died.
I love that story.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Good story.
I hope it still comes out, but it looks like it's not.
Yeah, that's too bad.
I hate it when games are like 98% complete and then they, for whatever reason, they don't come out. That just seems... Someone should just fund it out of their pockets or something, you know?
It should be illegal
Finish it.
to abort a game
Yes.
that late.
Yes.
In the trial.
That type of abortion should be totally illegal.
Yes.
Hey, Jason, what's that little man? Is that an ant or a man? Oh, you killed Ant-Man. Just kidding. This is the part where we talk about the movie Ant-Man. I saw a trailer. It looks pretty fun, especially the part that takes place in the kids' like playroom with the little Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yes.
Spoilers, fucker.
It's in the trailer.
I didn't watch the trailer.
See? Not everybody does that.
I watched the first, 20 seconds of the trailer.
So guess what? Ant-Man fights Thomas the Tank Engine. Movie's ruined for you.
Mm-hmm. No, it is. It is kind of ruined. Because trailers now... the Ant-Man trailer, apparently they needed to show extensive footage and fucking plot points. They needed to give you the movie to ensure that people would be excited enough to go watch a longer version of the fucking trailer. It's ridiculous. I fucking hate that.
It's kind of sad. You know who does that even worse is the Avengers trailers are all just like the part where the Hulk and the giant Iron Man fight. It's all on the internet now.
Hulkbuster?
And that part should have been saved for the big screen. You should have not really known about it until you go and watch the movie.
The assumption is that the Hulkbuster Hulk fight is probably like 10 seconds long, so they just showed you it, make you think it's in there for longer.
Right, exactly.
But that's also bullshit because, I mean, there are a lot of us who will see a trailer and then we'll go to the movie and then we spend the entire movie going, okay, I know I saw a piece in the trailer that included this footage. Where is it? When is it gonna? And you sort of when you run out of the footage that you've seen in the trailers, then you know the movie's almost over. And it kind of ruins the whole thing.
Yeah.
Some movies I've gone to the theater and seen without seeing any footage, without seeing any trailers. Birdman was one of those movies.
Yeah, me too.
I knew virtually nothing about the movie, and it was amazing. It was fascinating. If I can go to an action movie like that, like Avengers or Ant-Man or whatever, great. But it sucks because I have to watch the fucking shortened version of the movie for people who don't have the attention span to stick around and they won't go to the movie because
The thing I will say about the Ant-Man trailer is that scene with, in the kids' room, that's making me want to go see the movie.
That's their job.
And that's, I was a little bit on the fence. I probably would have gone to see it anyway, but this is definitely making me want to go see it now. They didn't show the whole scene. They just showed like one little bit of it. And I thought that was really clever. If the rest of the movie is anything like that, it'll be an amazing movie.
You know what they could have done, though, is they could have just made, like, maybe a little bit more of that scene be the entire trailer. That would have been really cool. There are a lot of really good trailers that are just that.
Problem is the trailer's job isn't to appeal to everybody's sense of art. It's to just get them excited because that's how you get people into the movie. I mean, there's a lot of trailers.
There's a way to do both.
I know you're a better editor than a lot of most people.
Thank you.
Than most people, you're a better editor. But but the point. I mean, I learned from like Robert Zemeckis. He's guy who made Back to the Future. He said, "You just stay the hell away from that marketing team because they will do all sorts of things that make no sense and will piss you off." But they will get people in the theater to watch it. Like they pitched Back to the Future in trailers as a movie about a guy who's trying to bang his mom.
Well, and these trailers work for the Avengers because they create a huge buzz, and even though it ruins parts of the movie, they make a lot of money. So, case in point about like maybe the trailer not working so well, Terminator Genesis.
Oh God!
Just gave away the entire movie.
See, I didn't watch it. And this is why I didn't fucking watch it, because I want to see a movie. I don't want to see an edited version of the movie. I don't want to... It's like going to a fucking restaurant and filling up on fucking bread, and you got the filet coming, and then the filet gets there, and you're like, oh, fuck, I just ate 3 loaves of bread.
Yeah.
God damn it.
See, I love the Terminator movies. I even liked Terminator Salvation, all right? And I'm admitting that. Okay, I'm man enough to. But... The thing was, I was really excited about it. I was like, fuck it, I want to see this no matter what happens. And I saw the early trailers, and they did exactly what they were supposed to do. They're like, oh, all right, they got me excited, they got me interested. We're going to see some new Terminator stuff. And I was ready to see whatever adventure would await me. And the new trailer, I thought would be like more of that. Instead, they're like, oh, here's the whole movie. And I'm like, this actually kind of makes me not want to see it now.
Yeah, without
going to.
actually saying the spoilers, they spoil something in the trailer and then you don't even realize that that's supposed to be a
And
twist.
that can be so bad. Like that, I actually think that was the biggest problem with Terminator Salvation was that this whole movie had like a supposed twist reveal in it that they gave away in every single trailer. And so when you saw the movie, you're like, yeah, and
so that's what I'm worried about with this Genesis trailer is that there's something that's revealed in it that I feel like maybe was a big twist in the movie.
yeah, they might have just screwed up. They might have done Terminator Salvation's twist all over again.
Yeah.
Which is like,
Did you really have to do that?
And I won't say it.
Does he fuck the maid? Because
I won't say it. I won't say it for your benefit and for their benefit. But I
Thanks.
gotta say, you guys are assholes because you watched the trailer and then you told me this morning to fucking watch the trailer.
'Cause
and
we're
then I
talking-
did. But then when he got here, you said watch a trailer, and he says, "Is there spoilers?" And they're like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Well, I don't want to watch it." And you're like, "That's cool. You don't have to."
Because we like Jason.
yeah, we like Jason. Plus, do you have any idea how many things you've spoiled for me over the years? Fuck you.
Whatever.
you were
Dick
just
move.
You were just telling him what a great editor.
He's an
he was.
editor,
I
but
thought you guys were going to make out. And
No,
now
no, no.
you're
He's a
like,
great editor.
"Don't worry,
I don't know where that came
I
from,
separate
man.
his
I
art
don't
from his
know where that came
personality.
Okay.
Okay, all right, calm down. So, let's find out what Arnold Schwarzenegger thinks about his new movie, Terminator Salvation.
Ah, hey guys, I mean this new movie is Terminator Salvation.
Genesis.
Yeah, Genesis. And there's a Terminator I played. T-1000 cybernetic organism, and I punched through the wall. T-800. I played this monster who comes down from the space clouds, and I come in there and I'm like, I'll be back, and they give me a big gun and I shoot the children in the face with the gun, and then I'm a robot. I come in their room and there's a green screen and they're flying in a spaceship, and they say, "Welcome to Independence Day, motherfucker!" And shoot the gun and
That actually got me a lot more interested than the trailer.
Yeah.
I want to see it again. I'm more excited now.
Yeah.
if they just would have like given Schwarzenegger like a big plate of pot brownies, and then put a fucking handy cam on him,
Yeah.
and then be like, "All right, you're."
And now here to tell you about the new
That would've
Terminator
been-
Genesis movie, Arnold Schwarzenegger on pot.
And he's just completely out of his gourd, right? And then they're like, "Tell us about the movie." Oh man, you're not even gonna believe it. I wear the leather jacket and my hair's gray. I'm old. I'm an old Terminator. And you guys want to go to Taco Bell?
That would have been the greatest marketing move
Best.
ever.
Best. I'd have been like, fuck.
You should have hired us, Terminator Genesis people.
Sal Genesis.
You know what?
Genesis.
I think that's pretty good.
Thank you.
I think
No, that was terrible.
I think that what we just described was the trailer for The Interview. But then they,
Pretty much.
yeah, because Seth Rogen.
I've heard of him.
Yeah.
That's one thing that wasn't spoiled in the trailers, and I'm really looking forward to finding out why he is an old Terminator. Like,
That I
why
know.
does he age?
Unfortunately, I do
you
know
know?
why. I
Yeah,
do know
no,
why.
no,
I'm not going
no.
to talk about it.
Don't tell me.
The thing that I'm most excited to find out about is why in this movie he says, "I'll be back."
Because presumably he won't be, right?
Probably.
Or
What?
maybe because
No.
it gets people to see the movie. Oh, I remember that.
All that matters is how they managed to squeeze in his one-liner.
Oh, because he's more human than Cyborg, so he has to take a crap. So he's gonna go hit the head.
It's just to
he's
go-
like, I got to go use the bathroom.
Jumps out of a helicopter to go use the porta potty,
I got
and then
to
he
use-
comes back.
I got to take a shit. I'll be back. And he jumps down. And then he comes. So I have one brief story about spoilers.
Yeah.
I can't go into too many details, but I was recently hired by a company that makes movie trailers, and they make big movie trailers that you've seen. And they hired me, and it was a real rush thing. They said, "We need you to be able to sound like this specific celebrity."
You can't say his name?
I can't say his name.
Hilarious.
We need you to sound like this celebrity. Can you do it? And it was one that I hadn't done at all, and I practiced for a couple of hours, and I dialed it in, and I sent them the thing, and they said, "Great." I said, "Is this going to be used like for a pitch, or what is this?" He said, "Yeah, we're pitching to a movie studio, big movie studio on Monday. We're going to send the thing, and if the celebrity in question, if the director of the movie signs off, we'll just use your audio in the trailer for the movie."
To replace the celebrity.
Because
A-list celebrity.
because the celebrity's read was maybe not quite as energetic as they needed it to be, and they couldn't get him back in the studio
Right.
Wow.
to do a recut. So as it turns out, just a pitch, and that was where it ended, as far as I know. So, but that was an interesting thing about it was they sent me a piece of script that was basically the end of the movie. So by getting the piece of script that I had to read, it kind of ruined the movie for me.
Wow.
I had to read like the closing dialogue of that character.
Well, at least you got paid for the movie to be ruined.
Handsomely so.
And maybe that's a little bit of an insight as to why these trailers are always so filled with spoilers. Is because the people involved all are just so familiar with the content, they completely forget and just don't give a shit that other people care.
Maybe.
I
I
still-
think it's more figured out than that.
I'm still really interested in seeing the movie in question that I did the thing for. But
Because you might be in it.
and I won't be. I won't be. My guess is that
Just be hopeful.
they handed things off to the people, and the people said like, "Oh no, we'll just get him back in and he'll record. Let's just the fat guy from Wisconsin. Nah, he's not. He's not going to outact our Academy Award winner." Okay.
All right, this is a topic that none of you will know anything about.
Wonderful.
That's why Aaron picked it.
I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yeah, I did when he originally pitched this to
It's
me.
really cool. You've never played this game and you don't care about it.
No, it's not the game I have an issue with. It's the specific subject you want to bring up. But go ahead.
Which it's an amazing subject.
We'll find out. We'll be the judge of
A
that.
dude made a giant death robot in Minecraft that walks and drops bombs on everything.
That's kind of neat.
I don't know what to say.
You've played Minecraft.
Yeah, but I couldn't build a death robot. I could barely build a mine.
But imagine if you had a little house in your Minecraft world and somebody showed up in a robot that's as tall as the sky and started dropping bombs on your house.
I'd be like, "Why? Why are you doing
Yeah.
that to me? What did I do to you?"
Or on your village, if you created a whole village and he just comes and massacres
I'd be
all of it.
upset because it's not fair.
Here's the thing, man. You could say anything happened in Minecraft, and I would believe it, and I would also not care.
Thank you.
So, because I've heard so many different things that have happened in Minecraft that literally nothing you could say would impress me anymore.
This is verbatim how I feel. I was more interested in the guy who made a full replica of the Star Trek Enterprise in Minecraft.
How
And that
about
happened years ago.
Yeah, this has been going on for years. This is in no way
How about
interesting.
A guy who made a functioning computer in Minecraft.
Yeah, that's true too. Or the guy
Yeah.
who made the whole Beetlejuice thing.
Yeah.
Like, we've heard about it. We're done with the goddamn Minecraft stuff.
how about the guy who made the underground football field?
That's you. Well, wow.
We're so impressed.
How about the guy who wrote the last book of Game of Thrones in Minecraft?
That never happened.
George R. R. Martin.
That's a good idea.
Like,
Yes.
Point is, yes, people make amazing things in Minecraft. This is, I'm sure, up there. But at this point, who gives a shit?
I give a shit. I think Minecraft, the things people
I'm
do
close
in
to pushing
Minecraft are they're creating something.
yeah.
I think that's
definitely.
something that doesn't happen in most video games. Therefore, I think it has value. A lot of people don't value it, and I understand that. A lot of people don't even play Minecraft. I used to play it. I don't play it that much now. However, these are people using creativity to create things like we create videos, and I think it has value.
We are not
Despite the
disputing-
fact that it's not valuable outside the game.
We are not disputing that with you. We're just saying the subject should have been brought up in 2007.
He just made the robot.
Well, here's the thing. Like,
The game is always in development. They're developing like a story that's going to be in Minecraft.
I don't want you to think that I am sitting here being like, I can make a giant death robot
Yeah.
in Minecraft. That's not impressive at all.
I couldn't do it either.
You know, it's different. It's like, God,
We've
how-
just heard about it. It's like announcing this week's lotto winner. Like, it happens all the time. We get it.
It's like if you're watching the Victoria's Secret like performance thing that they do every year, where it's just like a shitload of their hottest models walking down.
Dropping bombs on the audience members.
No. Just okay. So like the first one that you see, you're like, holy shit! Look at how hot she is. Look at that underwear. I really am on board with this.
I don't-
and then after
I don't
like
do
the
that.
100th model,
Yeah, it
It's
says
like-
the married man and the engaged man, of course.
all right. I guess it's a bad.
Because they have to, they know their ladies will see this, so come up with
No.
something a little bit
Yeah,
funny.
it's more like finding out who the lotto winner is, because the lotto
Okay.
winner
That's what I said.
they created their own physical ticket with their own devices, and then they went and turned it in and won.
My
the lottery.
point is how routinely interesting Minecraft things come up that it's not interesting anymore to constantly bring it up. It's kind of like the moon landing. First time they went there, amazing. We all know who the astronauts were. Who the hell were the last two? Do you even know what year it was when they last went?
Mike Tyson and Buster Douglas.
Exactly.
There we go. We found a perfect
Moon
analogy.
landing.
Finally.
Perfect. It was still
Yes.
just as amazing. These two human beings were walking around the moon. Who the fuck were they?
Professor Snape, can you side with here? Can you chime in?
Now, listen, Adam, I appreciate that you hate Aaron
I do.
and all things Minecraft.
No, I like Minecraft.
Can you
Maybe.
disapparate the fuck out of him?
Salamaduri
Oblongata.
Choli.
Thank you. You turned him into pasta.
Delicious.
It's an improvement. So, this next topic we get complaints about a lot
Oh.
Yes.
in the comments on our
It's not even
videos.
complaints. It's more just like,
No,
come on, scripted.
It's complaints.
It's
Scripted.
complaints.
It's
Like,
complaints.
I mean,
Scripted.
who would bring that up in a non-complaining way? Like, it's always,
No,
like,
there-
even if they try to hide it,
It's
In
like
fairness,
complaint.
there are a few people that say, I love how you guys script everything. Like, they legitimately mean
really?
it.
Well, that's
But
very rare.
it is. More people are like, this is scripted, unsubbed.
No, they don't say unsubbed. They're just like, this is obviously scripted. You guys thought you were pulling a fast one on us.
Yeah, you guys thought you could trick me with your fancy
So
scripts.
we need to set this up first, okay?
Yeah, we do.
Can we set this up?
Go ahead.
So, sometimes on our channel, in our videos, people say, this is scripted. Now, if we were to write scripts for our video game commentaries, we would put out one video every 6 months.
Yeah. Do you know what the word scripted means?
It has an actual
People-
textbook definition.
Yes.
It means writing a script that is like 10 to 20 pages, actually usually about a page per minute. So if we put out a 15-minute video, it would have 15 pages of script. Not only just dialogue, but explaining what happens in the video game during certain lines. It would have to be so detailed that I would have fucking killed myself by stabbing myself in the throat
Maybe we should script
with a
something.
knife. If we ever scripted anything, I would be dead.
The point is, we almost never script anything. The only things that have ever been scripted was like the season finale of the last season of Skyrim for Pimps.
That's not even really scripted.
There were some parts that were scripted, sort of.
Let's explain how that works. We do plan certain things.
Right.
Like we knew how the basic story elements of the end of Skyrim for Pimp Season 5 would go, but we didn't sit down and be like, all right, well then, Cocknibbush says this, and then Soggy Balls, he has to reply like that, because, that would work.
Right.
We don't do that shit. That would be insane.
We left it all up to improv, and for the most part, it's all very loosely planned. Some things are not planned at all. Like Fallout, we don't do any planning. We just sit down and play it.
And it shows.
7 Days to Die, for the most part, is barely planned at all, if at all. Only time we've ever done any planning is when we've involved other people, or there's been other people involved, because we had to in order
has
to
to be
do
planning.
what we wanted to do.
And I would like to address that one real quick, because especially with the latest one where we had 2 other people playing with you guys, we had a lot of people saying, you guys scripted this, you guys blah, blah. And we actually had one of the 2 people playing be like, even he was like, scripted? All I was told was, try to kill them. How's that a script? We don't script anything. That would be nuts.
Yeah.
And that presupposes additional value in complete improvisation. And if that's really what you're into, great. I hope you adhere to that tenacious belief the rest of your fucking life. Because, if you're going to like what you're going to like, and people are going to make what they're going to make, how they make it. Are there some Christopher Walken throughs where some lines are planned out? Absolutely. Are there some where no lines are planned out? Absolutely. It runs the gamut. In order to create volume of content, you have to have a strategy. And whether your strategy is, okay, so here in this video, Walken is, he's confronted by Kevin Spacey, and, this happens, and just go off on him about whatever. Great. If you like that for what it is, super, thank you. And if you don't like it because you believe it was created in some way that you find inferior, go fuck yourself. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It got made. It got created, and it's not going to get deleted off of the internet because you don't appreciate that there wasn't enough, improvisation used.
If you truly love the unplanned, unscripted videos, there's plenty of those damn Minecraft videos. Go nuts. Oh no, wait, sorry. They planned out how to build something.
But, like, really-
Shit, they scripted it.
Most of our shit is unscripted anyways.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
well, all of it's unscripted. Most of it's unplanned.
So, like with
Yeah.
7 Days, when we had so these two guys that are most recently in the episodes, they're two fans who actually bought the rewards that we had on Subbable back then to be in the show. So we had to figure out a way to work them in so that we could actually make a video. If we had just said, like, you guys just show up and, like, try to find us, that would have been the dumbest and most boring thing ever. So we created a scenario that we thought would be fun to play out. We didn't know what would happen. We just knew that we were going to see what happened. So it was chaotic and it was fun. We didn't know it was going to go down like it did at all.
Yeah.
And
Let me point out, though, that you're explaining a process that some of the fans are going to really appreciate, knowing that that's the process that you use. And then the people who hate is going to hate, man. They're going to hear that, and I don't mean to say, like, if you don't like what we do, go fuck yourself. Even though I did say that. What I mean to say is, like, the internet has an opinion about everything, and the internet disagrees about everything. And as creators, you can, like, I engage people on the YouTube videos. If somebody comments, like, I don't do it as much as I used to, but if somebody says something like, "Oh, this is totally fake. He wrote all that out. That's not really whatever," I'll engage. If somebody has a beef with how I did something, or how, his Morgan Freeman sounds a lot like Walken. Well, yeah, they're both coming out of the same hole, so they're gonna kind of sound alike. Or maybe I was going on 3 hours sleep. Hey, I'm glad you watched the video. I appreciate your dialogue. I checked your YouTube channel. I see that you have created 0 videos. So your opinion is duly noted.
so what I think that was interesting is when someone says what you're doing is scripted, what the connotation is there. And the connotation is, like, you planned all this. You didn't have fun. You weren't doing it in a way that you could have just played the game for fun. And it's
Therefore,
like,
you're a fucking asshole
Yeah,
who
and
needs to die.
right, exactly. And they're angry because they're like, you faked all of this. You weren't really having fun.
I put it to you that maybe those people have a disability that,
Or are virgins.
well, they may have a disability,
virgins.
and perhaps somewhere on the spectrum where they have to feel something externally, like
Yeah.
they kind of. I don't know. I mean, it's weird.
One of the most fun things that we've done with 7 Days is Emery and I trying to invade their fort in the game, which is what is happening right now. And it was fucking amazing. And we didn't script it. We just knew that a certain scenario was going to happen, and then we were like, let's go for it. Let's attack their fort. That was the scenario we set up.
Yeah, the idea that we would have written down, all right, on page 10, Aaron dies and then says this would be...
And he has to get killed
Come
by
on.
a dog. It's like, we can't control anything that happens in a video game. How the fuck could we script it?
Yeah.
What people and what fans of, whether it's radio or TV or whatever, what people really buy into is the personalities at play. And with this podcast, I mean, we're all just being who we are. And yeah, there's a sheet of paper that tells us a couple of
Script.
things that we're going to talk about.
All my lines for the whole thing, they're all written out. Whole thing. Everything I was going to say.
Adam gets really angry at Aaron. Did that?
Checklist all down there.
So let's just to wrap this up. Instead of using the word scripted, it's planned or it's thought about for 5 minutes before it's created.
Think of it like a blueprint.
We script nothing. The only thing we've ever scripted on our channel are the Morgan Freeman story times. That's the only thing that's ever actually been scripted. I've written most of the scripts.
But it's all coming out of this right there, and these guys and our fucking heads.
And that hole.
This hole.
Yeah.
And so it's. I mean, you're not buying scripted or unscripted. You're not buying anything when you watch the videos on YouTube because they're free.
Unless you have
for
that
to watch,
subscription
unless
plan.
you have the subscription plan. But the content is being created by hopefully a group of people that you admire the creativity, you admire where we come from with our shit, and whether it's scripted or not. Just fucking relax. It doesn't. We're not going to make things the same way that you think they should be made. If you're having a conniption fit over that, then you got a lot of problems.
Either you're going to be entertained by it or you're not. And, I guess, you get out of it what you will. It's like when Austin Powers in which movie was that? The
scripted one? Fucking, I hate it.
Yeah, but
Bad.
in the beginning of the movie, there was an improvised bit where the guy turned to the camera and he's just like...
Oh, you're talking about Austin Powers too?
Yes.
Where Michael York looks at the camera?
It was improvised when he said that. He was like, just relax. Sit back. None of this is going to make any sense. We're just going to have some fun.
Just sit back and try to... He explains
Try
to
to
Austin
enjoy it.
how time travel works, and then
Yeah.
he looks at the camera and he says, that goes for you all, too. Just relax. Enjoy yourself. Don't think about the rules. And then Mike Myers just like, okay. He turns around and says the same thing. That whole thing was unscripted.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of, like, this whole thing is like whenever people comment on the Obama videos and we get people who write fake, I'm just like... Do you go to movies and yell, those are actors? Like, why do you feel the need to say that? Do you think you're like the one
like-
lone voice who's like, no, I figured it out.
Spider-Man's
I'm the only
not
one who
real.
knows.
This is all an illusion.
They couldn't trick me. Like, we weren't, fuck you. You're an idiot.
No,
if you feel
really.
the need to write fake on something that's no shit fake,
Obama-
it says it in the video.
Obama really would play Call of Duty. Of course he would.
Yeah, and
That's
he-
reality.
I think it all stems from the idea, and this is with Facebook especially, and YouTube comments. It stems from the idea that your opinion matters and that you need to share your opinion. Whatever your shit is tumbling around in your noggin, you have to let it out, or it'll, like moths, it's going to eat the fiber of your brain. So you have to just let it out, and however you feel, like that chick's fat, or that guy's gay, or fake, or whatever the thing is, just filter, just turn it on, because the rest of your life is going to suck if every time you encounter anything you just blurt out whatever it is that you
It's going to
think.
make your life a lot more
Yeah,
difficult.
if you go to a sandwich shop and you're like, the man behind the counter is making the sandwiches and he has a tattoo on his arm and you go, fucking tattoo, hate it, then he's going to spit in your food. You don't want that. Shut up. Filter it.
Yeah.
Just filter it.
And definitely don't make a podcast with your friends.
I was gonna
about
say,
your
this
opinions,
comment-
because your opinions don't matter.
Yeah. Hope you guys are enjoying this video about 4 guys expressing their opinions. All right, moving on.
Okay, last topic.
All right. So this is our fan-picked subject. It was picked by a guy named Brewmaster. You get to win one of these. We'll mail that out to you. We'll contact you.
Nice job, Brew.
The subject is fantasy games we want the most. So any game, like if you ever loved one game in a series and never had another one, or you wanted, an HD remake, a remaster, you want a whole new iteration of it, or whatever, we get to talk about what game you want the most, whether or not you think it will or will never happen.
And it doesn't have to be the fantasy genre that really
It's just your
confused me when this
fantasy.
was brought up.
What video game do you imagine in your head as to be
Like-
the best game that could possibly come
Yeah,
out?
the one that you want the most. And we're talking about ones that kind of exist already,
Franchises.
intellectual properties that already exist, and you want another, like, for example, if you're like, Double Dragon's my favorite, I want a new Double Dragon, you could answer that. But if you're like, I want a game about this made-up shit, like horses that travel through time, and you can
That's what I want.
beat them all up, or whatever, some
Traveling
weird
and
shit, I'd be
beat
like,
'em up horses.
that doesn't really qualify. But
All right, so Adam will start.
I will
Shenmue.
start. Yeah. Hey, congratulations! He figured it out. Yes, I would pick Shenmue 3. That's a game I love a lot. I just filmed a bit. I'm in a documentary about the future of Shenmue.
You're getting really close to the mic.
I like to push Aaron away because I don't like him. But yeah, no. Shenmue the documentary. I'm gonna be in it. That's a game that, of course, I would want the most, and I do whole videos about that. So I'm not gonna waste all your time talking about it.
But I'm going to be in a documentary about
I am gonna be in a documentary about it.
I'm so cool.
I am cool.
It is pretty cool that you're in that documentary.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Your turn.
Well, gosh, everybody knows that it's Fallout 4, but just for the sake of being slightly more alternative, I'm going to say Dishonored 2. That would be amazing. I love that game so much. I can't explain to you how much I love the aesthetics of the game. I love blinking around and escaping notice and secretly killing people, which I like that in real life too. and it's just like one of the best games ever made.
Did you just admit to murders?
Yeah,
We had our Robert
like-
Durst
I
moment.
like-
We caught him.
I love
like-
blinking around and murdering people.
I
in
like
real life.
teleporting around
So
and,
great.
and,
Of course
and
I
killing
murdered
people
all
from
those
behind, and I just love that game, and I really, really, really hope they make one before I die,
Of course, Dishonored.
which is probably in like 5 years because I'm a centenarian or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, Dishonored made me
So-
murder people. I remember. I saw it.
There was a game that came out for Sega Genesis years and years and years ago when I was in college, like 1,000 fucking years ago. It's called Beast Wrestler, and the controls were awful. You were the manager of a beast that would wrestle against another beast in a ring. It was like a pro wrestling game, but with big beasts.
I can't believe they called it Beast Wrestler.
That sounds awesome.
It
I want
doesn't
to play
have
it just based on the
anything to do
title.
with the fucking game.
The controls were horrible. The aesthetics were awful. The screen was mostly black except for like this piece in the middle where the ring was, which was like that big, and the two beasts, and it was like a weird diamond shape, and they go around, and yeah, it was an awful game except for one cool thing, and that was if you beat a beast, like every third beast that you beat, you could genetically modify yourself to have some of their qualities, and then you'd be able to like create your beast and get them strong. And some beasts you'd be like, oh yeah, I fought that jelly cube, I want to take on his qualities, and then you'd do it, and you'd be fucked because you would lose some of your cool abilities and gain some shitty like I'm half gelatinous now. So there was this.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and so I loved that part of the game. Like, you know, you'd have a fighting game where you kill a certain boss and you gain their qualities kind of thing. And then that genetic modification feature, I loved that.
They should combine it with the other Beast game and call it Altered Beast Wrestler.
They could do that, yeah.
That would be awesome.
That'd be pretty cool.
Run around in graveyards, becoming a beast in wrestling.
Yeah. You know, and then, you know, you've got and I'm sure there are other games that feature that where you take different creatures and blend them together and create stuff. But that was a fun game, and
I do that with coffee beans.
yeah, you blend different, like,
Combine different.
I'm going to take a medium roast and a dark roast and put them together, and it's half gelatinous.
crazy.
Can Morgan Freeman tell us what his favorite
Yes.
fantasy game would be?
I want a trivia game where you ask your trivia questions, and when you get one wrong, you have to fight.
Fight what?
A beast.
You have to wrestle it?
You have to wrestle a beast. You have to fight him. So the dumber you are, the more you have to fight.
Oh, and the beast takes on an aspect of the question that you got wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be a good game.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Pay attention, developers.
So it would be like if it was a question about North Korea, the beast would take on the appearance of Kim Jong-un.
Did you say King Jong-un?
Kim Jong-un.
And then if-
I can't say his damn name right.
If
Kim Jong-un. It's not that.
Never go to North Korea. You'll get killed.
I think that would happen anyway.
I know.
American comedy
I
man.
know.
Many death.
That's
all right.
That's all I have.
That's all you got, Morgan?
That's all.
Can you say Kim Jong-un's name?
Kim Jong-do.
Thank you. See, not even Morgan Freeman mispronounces his
He's
fucking
old.
name.
He gets
Kim
a pass.
Dong-dun.
Well, I'm sorry, we're out of time, Emery. We can't hear about your fantasy game.
Yeah, we can. Go
I'm really
ahead.
gonna press it. Put it back.
Nope, I don't trust you. Go ahead.
all that I want is a good game in the Warhammer 40,000 universe. That's all I want. That's it.
Do you have high hopes for Blood Bowl 2, or are you pretty much given up on that?
Well,
You didn't let him talk.
That's not the Warhammer 40,000 universe. That's just the Warhammer Fantasy universe.
It's as close
sorta.
as you're gonna get, though, dude.
I mean, they have made some games in the 40K universe. They made Dawn of War and like THQ. They did a really good job with Dawn of War. So I guess I can't say that like finally a good game in the Warhammer universe. But like, I want a game where you like a role-playing game where you play as like a space marine or an orc or something really cool like that, and you like go on ships and you raid planets and you fight things like close and
you want-
gritty and all that kind of stuff.
So like a Skyrim type of experience.
That would
but-
be cool, Skyrim, but 40K style. And there's got to be spaceships. There's got to be like customizable spaceships. Yes.
You're gonna get 50 comments now. Of people like, "There's a game like that."
There isn't.
Unsubbed.
Trust me, there isn't.
Well, they're not gonna unsub because they left a comment.
You never know.
What are you talking about?
I'm the one who reads these comments.
There's
You're
a-
amazed
I
what
read them
happened.
too, butt fuck.
You don't read the unsubbed ones.
There is
I
an
was going to
MMO
the
being
spam filter.
developed, but I don't think it's going to be good. But hey, maybe. I can hope.
Hey, what, No Man's Sky? Is that the one you're talking about?
No, because that doesn't take place in the 40K
And yeah,
universe,
there's
but
no
it has
fighting,
similar,
really.
I guess.
It's a space exploration game where there's exploring and no fighting.
Only game where I can build a spaceship and then fly it into the sun. That's what I want to
Already exists. It's called Beast Wrestler.
All right, so we have a bunch of PlayStation 4 PlanetSide 2 beta keys that we're willing to give away. So for this video, what we're going to do is we're going to give at least one of them away. And all you got to do if you're interested is leave a comment as a suggestion for a subject we should talk about, and then follow it up by saying PS4 key.
PS4 key.
Unfortunately, the keys are region coded to North America, so U.S. and Canadians are pretty much the only ones eligible for this. Sorry,
That's
not our
fucking
fault.
Racist.
Not our fault. But if you're interested, leave a comment suggestion. Come up with a suggestion. You love coming up with topics.
Okay, so if you want us to talk about vaginas,
PS4 key.
this is how it would look.
Vaginas, PS4 key.
Vaginas.
Now, of course,
PS4.
you could submit. Unfortunately, now vaginas and vaginas are ineligible.
Yeah, you can't
but
say those.
other subjects.
We're gonna
we'll
go
pick a
talk
winner
about-
and we'll announce it.
We're gonna go talk about vaginas and vaginas right after this.
Yeah.
Vaginas and voobs.
Voobs.
Thanks for joining us for the GSP podcast. Hope you had a fun time. If you did have a really fun time, maybe you could consider supporting all the work that we're doing on this channel by going to patreon.com/GameSocietyPimps. We're not asking much, maybe $1 a month if you like what we're doing. There's rewards over there that you can get for helping us continue to do what we're doing.
For the price of a cup of coffee, you can donate money to the GSP fund.
So that Aaron can have a cup of coffee.
Exactly, so I can have a coffee bean.
Buy Aaron coffee at Patreon.
But that's what we use the money for. We make the videos, we buy the food and the booze and the things that help us make the videos. We do this all the time. This is like pretty much all we do with our lives, and we really enjoy it. And so if you enjoy it, consider supporting it.
It's the reason we live.
So that's that. I'm Aaron. I have another channel called Blame Society Films. Do a show called Beer and Board Games. We do an animated show over there that's animated by the guy who's animated stuff for the pimps called Tithinian. His channel's Tithinian. He makes a show for us called Snake Oil Animated. It's really fun. You should check it out.
I have my own channel, youtube.com/Adam Koralik. Talk a lot about video games and stuff. It's fun if you like video games.
He doesn't shout or get angry or insult people like he does in this
No,
podcast.
I'm a lot more violent here because Emery's here and Aaron's here.
Emery,
I like Jason a lot.
Emery
though.
and Aaron are triggers for you.
Yeah. I mean, think
I'm
about it.
kicking
If you had
him
to
underneath the table
You had to spend time around these assholes, you'd do it too.
No, I've spent a
You
lot
I
of
like.
time around Aaron.
I like you. So you and I should hang out more.
No, you trigger me, so...
Oh, that's
Okay,
unfortunate.
this is where Jason plugs himself. Please
Yeah.
shut the fuck up.
I was plugging him. I'm
Plug
giving him
your
a nice setup
fucking mouth.
because he's the best.
Plug it.
I'll kill you. Son of a
Watch
bitch.
out! Stop fighting!
Mom and Dad are fighting.
My name is Jason Stevens, and I'm a voice actor.
The best.
And impressionist. And you can find my website at jasonsvoices.com. That's what it is. And then I'm on Twitter, and I make snarky comments and shit there. It's Mr. Jason Stevens on Twitter. Follow me there, and then, there's stuff.
His comments on Twitter are the best. Not like Aaron's.
I'm Emery.
Focus on Emery's shirt.
Yeah.
Don't go any farther above here.
Yeah,
In fact, I'll make it
look,
easier
the
for you.
hairline, that's the border. Like, it ends right there. You just don't see Emery.
Okay.
You can go fap away. Fap
Masturbate.
away.
Start now.
Move your hand.
Yeah, you don't want, they just let them fap.
There you go.
Yep.